A day after United Kingdom rejected India's request to deport disgraced liquor baron Vijay Mallya, asking it to take the much longer extradition route, Indian authorities have now stepped up heat on Vijay Mallya, with the ED now requesting Interpol to issue a red corner notice against him, who has been evading the law. Now, the letter to this effect has reached the CBI headquarters, which is also the nodal agency for Interpol-related affairs in our country. Meanwhile, in another huge setback, revenue officials in Goa have allowed banks to take physical possession of his Kingfisher villa. This villa, which is valued at rupees 90 crore, used to be Mallya's base in Goa and also the venue of his very famous parties that were hosted by him during his quote-unquote good times. Vijay Mallya's assets in the form of his bungalows, his vehicles, bank balances and others have also been assessed by the agencies probing the case. The Enforcement Directorate is also mulling attaching domestic assets and shares worth 9,000 crore rupees that are owned by him.
There is an extradition proposal to the UK government by India. So he is, in our eyes, a criminal. So what he says, I will not respond.
Well, Vijay Mallya, who is being investigated for money laundering, is presently in the United Kingdom. But the question that arises is, can India ever get Mallya back to face the law in India? If you remember, there hasn't really been a single extradition from Britain since the treaty was signed in the year 1993. India has placed, you wouldn't believe this, more than 130 extradition requests, but all are pending with the United Kingdom. In fact, in most cases, the accused usually plead that India is biased against them. And it's also important to mention something that not really favors India, that the EU rules give benefit of doubt to the accused. Insufficient evidence, incomplete paperwork is usually the reasons that are cited that often leads to a long drawn legal process which also lasts several years. Let's get in India Today's Lavina Tandon for more on this. Lavina, what effect does Vijay Mallya's villa in Goa being seized have on him, who seems to have made up his mind about not returning back to India to face the legal proceedings?
While we might think that the Indian government is tightening its fist against Mr. Vijay Mallya, but it doesn't seem to be having that kind of effect in the UK. We started from non-bailable warrants, then deportation. Now his Goa villa is at risk. But what effect has it had really in getting him back? Not much. Now that we are one down on deportation, the only way of getting him back seems to be extradition, which has not been the forte of the Indian government as far as UK is concerned. Also, after having spoken to a few experts, it seems like if we stop focusing on getting the person back but the money back, then maybe there might be some more options. But if the person has to be gotten back into India, then extradition is the only way.
All right, Lavina, thanks so much for joining us.